my name is AM. Those are my initials, Alexis Mack. But it's a little bit deeper than that. See, that wasn't supposed to rhyme. Um, and this is basically why. When I was in the world, they called me the poetic storm. Because indeed, it just seemed like that rain kept pouring. But then Jesus saved me and called me AM. Why? Because joy does come in the morning. My parents in the house, y'all. Okay, this first one I'm just going to get into. It's called Christ-like. And I wrote it because I got tired of hearing people like, I'm a good person or I live right, especially unsaved people like, all I got to do is start living right. But it's like, unless you don't know the truth of the gospel, then what exactly is your standard for living right? You know what I mean? So this is it, Christ-like. Somebody please tell me, what does it mean to live right? Because I don't know about y'all, but I don't want to live right. Nah, I want to live like Christ. See, I only got one time to meet him in person, so when that time comes, I don't want to be like Christ, I missed it. So I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to drop the character, and I'm going to call them Christeristics. See, when I'm sober and out of his presence, I want to walk with a Christ-like swagger. And when I'm drunk up in the spirit, I even want to stumble with a Christ-like stagger. Everything that I do, I want to do it in a Christ-like manner. Matter of fact, if Jesus was a carpenter, then I want to be Christ-like to the point where I'm even nice with the hammer. But I'm still part flesh, so I'm still part flesh, so God gave me an armor, and yes, that suit's fine when I witness an attack. But it's about that Luke 9 when I need to be on my Christ-like track, so I bear my cross every day to the point where every night I'm trying to get the splinters out my back. Because as long as God empowers me, the enemy can't cower me. But I got to keep walking like Christ till I feel the burn in my thighs from the inclines of Calvary. So I'm putting in more hours not to get a better salary, but I updated my resume to say that I was a full-time Christian that's now full-time living, because when this servant is done working well, I need a pension for eternal living. So why be part-time and only have summer life and miss out on the benefits of the power and authority when God runs your life? That's like surrendering your sword to pick up Satan's butter knife. So somebody please tell me, what does it mean to live right? Because how dare we misconceive that by rules and regulations are the only way to get to heaven and to get to heaven faster. Jesus called himself a friend, and if we're supposed to be influenced by our friends, then I want to be a reflection of, not just a slave to my master. See, if we were built in our Father's image, then his son is how we should behave, to love how he loved, forgive how he forgave, and that became priority on the day that we switched to the spiritual from the secular. See, Christ-like is now, because later we don't want to be found guilty by our molecular. So if Philippians 2:5 can get my mind right, then I want the mind of Christ to the point where I can know how he feels and have the discernment of when a sister should be prayed for or when a brother needs to be healed. His death for my life, that's a pretty awesome deal, so I keep it all faith. I let the world keep it real. But I don't let them keep it confused, because it's not a life that's right. It's a life of Christ that needs to be pursued. So if we're watching him, then our eyes should be glued. And why wouldn't we be? I mean, what kind of an example is he? Well, he's been the ultimate romancer. He's been the steps to a dancer, a third, fourth, and fifth chancer. Mr. AskJeeves.com himself, we go to him for the answers. See, while we flee the enemy, yes, we can go fast, but he is our full throttle. If we're his number one fans, then he should be our role model. So I don't want to live a life according to the world and just live right. Nah, I want to live according to my God and live a life that's just like Christ.